How can a team play in the World Cup without the basics of football even before they lose the match? How can the greatest tournament on earth feature such huge tactical mistakes? We are in complete shock. And how did these teams even qualify for the World Cup from the start? The World Cup is not just a show. It is a brutal test that has no mercy for weak teams. What we saw in round 2 raises serious questions about the difference in passion, planning, and tactics between teams that came to fight until death on the pitch and others that looked like they were playing a friendly match with no spirit. How can a team like Tunisia, which did not concede a single goal during the entire World Cup qualifiers, change so much in the finals to become the weakest defense in the tournament and concede 9 full goals in only 2 matches? At the same time, we see similar big questions about teams like Saudi Arabia and Qatar, where they spend a massive amount of money and provide world-class facilities. But once the match kicks off, you see they lack the simplest basics of football. Just look at the midfield of the Saudi team in their matches to ask yourself with deep shock, is this really a World Cup player? No winning the ball, no closing the passing lanes, and no power to build a counterattack. Let's analyze the tactical aspects of this round and see how solid planning leads to glory and how weak projects collapse. Is money alone enough to build a powerhouse without spirit and discipline? When a nation invests billions to elevate football and domestic players receive massive salaries that stars in Europe can only dream of, yet they collapse against a modest side like Cape Verde. Yes, Cape Verde, a country whose entire sports budget doesn't exceed the salary of a single player. What is the secret formula that rescued Egypt, Morocco, and Algeria at the death? And why did the projects of Saudi Arabia and Tunisia collapse, leaving them rock bottom of their groups? Let's start. The big tournament and bad numbers across 72 matches in 12 groups of this historic World Cup. The real story wasn't the surprises, but the massive disparity in team quality. Some teams arrived with a distinct tactical identity, while others were completely unprepared for the intense pressure of elite international football. The official data revealed a complete lack of defensive cohesion, with players chasing the ball aimlessly, without a clear structure. Referees issued 174 yellow cards, averaging more than 2.4 cards per match. Players also received 10 red cards, about 14 per match, mostly due to dangerous tackles after losing control of the ball. The elite teams exploited massive gaps in defense, scoring effortless goals and sending a chilling warning to everyone. We witnessed some shocking and historic scorelines. In this opening round of the tournament, Germany proved to be a deadly attacking force after thrashing Curaçao 7-1, bringing back memories of their historic 2014 World Cup campaign. Senegal was crowned the ultimate power in Africa after a 5-0 demolition of Iraq. This historic milestone marks the largest victory ever recorded by an African nation. On the other hand, several teams made history by capturing their first ever World Cup victory. Egypt defeated New Zealand 3-1 for a historic first win, while DR Congo matched them by beating Uzbekistan 3-1. This proves that football success depends on tactical discipline, closing down spaces, and avoiding mistakes out of possession. That European teams completely dominated the top places. 7 teams from Europe finished first in their groups: Switzerland, Germany, Holland, Belgium, Spain, France, and England. On the other hand, South America only got 3 top spots with Brazil, Argentina, and Colombia, while the host teams, Mexico and the USA, led groups 1 and 4. The biggest historical change came from Africa, where 9 teams out of 10 qualified for the next round because of their solid defense and smart play. In contrast, Asian football had a disappointing time as 7 teams left the tournament. Early, these Asian teams could not maintain their pace for 90 minutes and became exhausted during the second half of their matches. The biggest disaster happened to the Arab teams in this world tournament. 5 Arab teams out of 8 finished last in their groups. With a poor points return, this shows a huge gap between high spending and the actual quality of players on the pitch. Qatar finished last in the second group with only 1 point, while Tunisia sat at the bottom of Group 6 with 0 points. Iraq had 0 points in Group 9. Jordan had 0 points in Group 10. And Saudi Arabia finished last in Group 8. The Saudi team only secured 2 points and scored a single goal, raising big questions about their style and pointless passing that created no real danger. The midfield problem and the Saudi defensive collapse. When we look closely at the Saudi team in Group 8, we see a fatal tactical mistake in the midfield. The midfield is the heart of the team, and Abdullah Al-Khaibari completely failed to deliver his defensive duties. He lacked the absolute basics of playing as a defensive midfielder. He failed to close down the opponent's passing lanes and was caught out of position, leaving his defenders completely unprotected. He also panicked under the opponent's high press, making critical mistakes with the ball. Consequently, he only passed backwards or cleared the ball away blindly. This display put the central defenders under immediate danger. Under manager Georgios Donias, now the team conceded 4 goals in a highly embarrassing defeat against Spain. The defensive line made 2 elementary mistakes. The defenders just stood and watched without making any challenge. Following that, the players completely ran out of energy during the second half against Cape Verde. The coach relied on veteran players who entered the tournament with a weak mentality, focused only on the honor of participation. Their goalkeeper conceded 12 goals in 3 matches, even though they kept a clean sheet during the entire qualifiers. The disaster started against Sweden with a 5-1 loss because of a flawed tactical plan from coach Sabri Lamucho. He forced the team to sit back in defense without any organization or high pressing on the ball. The Tunisian Football Federation sacked the coach immediately after the match. But this only caused the players to lose their focus. They lost the following match against Japan 4-0, proving that the main issue was the preparation and not just the name of the coach. The stats for the Tunisian squad show that starting the young goalkeeper, Abdul Muhib Al-Shamek, was a massive mistake. He completely lacked international experience, and his save percentage was below 35%. This made their goal completely vulnerable, especially with the slow full-backs. The midfield was completely isolated from supporting the attackers. The biggest shock was their physical fitness, as Tunisian players lost more than 62% of their duels. They could not keep up with their fast opponents. And even when Hervé Renard took over as temporary coach against Holland, they still failed. In the race for the top scorer, the legend Lionel Messi claimed first place with 6 goals in 3 matches. In second place, Kylian Mbappe, Ousmane Dembele, and Erling Haaland scored 4 goals each. Germany, France, and Holland emerged as the strongest attacking teams, scoring 10 goals each. These big numbers showcase the power of European teams. But attacks do not guarantee winning the final matches. The upcoming knockout rounds demand a flawless defense and making 0 mistakes near your own goal. The team of the tournament selections from SofaScore and Opta highlighted different points of view for the group stage. Both platforms selected Messi, Haaland, Vinicius, Cape Verde goalkeeper Vozinha, and Spanish defender Pau Cubarsí. But SofaScore surprised everyone by excluding Kylian Mbappe, even though he scored for his outstanding performance. On the other hand, Opta placed Mbappe in the attack alongside midfielders McKennie and Wirtz. The disappointing news was that no Arab players made it to either list. Even though Achraf Hakimi and Ismail Saibari performed well, other players had better defensive stats for winning back possession. Egypt, Morocco, and Algeria qualified because of their strong mentality and great individual stars in clutch moments. The Egyptian team under coach Hossam Hassan stayed resilient and qualified even after their star player, Mohamed Salah, got injured. Goalkeeper Mostafa Shobir was instrumental, saving difficult penalties to keep the team alive. Morocco, under coach Mohamed Wabi, secured a historic draw against Brazil by deploying a flexible defensive style. Algeria, under coach Vladimir Petkovic, fought back from behind against Austria to secure a dramatic 3-3 draw, with goals from Mamoura, Aouar, and Gouiri. Despite the positive news of qualification, we must look at the serious tactical problems for these three teams. They all feature critical mistakes in the center of defense and poor positioning. If you like this style of content, please make sure to subscribe and leave any suggestions for future videos in the comments below. Thanks for watching.